Hello, thank you for being here. Welcome again to the channel. I wish you had a wonderful day full of good emotions, positive energy, good moments, happiness, smiles. Thank you for being here. In the video of today, I'm going to show you an instrument that is used to measure the self-esteem. And to know, in this way it is possible to know how much you love yourself, or you respect yourself, or you appreciate yourself, or how you value yourself. So this instrument is the self-esteem scale of Rosenberg. Morris Rosenberg, he was a sociologist and he was also a social psychologist he was a professor also in the University of Maryland in the United States. So he created this scale. This scale is composed of 10 affirmations, and each affirmation can be answered with, there are 4 answers for each affirmation. These 4 answers are very agree, disagree, or very disagree. Or strongly disagree, Strongly agree, disagree, and strongly disagree. These answers will have one value or another in relation with the affirmation. So this scale is advisable to be used with a professional of the humanities, as a psychologist or a pedagogue or a psychopedagogue or a sociologist, but also for the professionals of the mental health sector as a psychiatrist. So if you like to do the scale with me, I'm going to start to do it. So you can grab a paper and a pen or a pencil, and we can start to do it now. Or if you like, you can press pause in the video and press play again when you have your piece of paper and pen or pencil, okay? So as I said before, there are 10 affirmations. So the first affirmation is I feel that I am a person of worth, at least on an equal plane with others. First affirmation, I feel that I am a person of worth, at least on an equal plane with others. So as I said before, it can be answered as a strongly agree, disagree, or strongly disagree. So if you really feel that this is always the case, independently with who you are, where you are, how do you feel, or what are you doing, if you feel that this is always the case, that you deserve the same worth as everybody else, so you answer with a strongly agree is a 3, the evaluation of this answer in this affirmation. If you think that it is like that but not always, like it will depend on the circumstances and events and how you feel and where you are, the answer is agree, and this value, the value of this answer is a 2. Me, I'm going to answer agree because I think that in some circumstances people cannot have the same feel the same for me as other people, because, for example, if I am in a party where I don't know anyone, and in this party are the family and friends of a particular person, and I was invited by somebody, I cannot pretend that everybody I am in the same world than everybody else. If maybe I'm starting to familiarize, I starting to know these people, no? So me, I'm going to answer agree. That is a number 2. So I'm going to put affirmation 1, 2. So if you think that this is not the case, that you are not a person of worth, at least on an equal plane with others, I mean, in some situations, yes, but in general, no. That's a disagree, and the value is a 1. And if you think that this is never the case, that you think that you are the worst of the worst, maybe because your economic situation, your emotional situation, I don't know, maybe because your personal image, or your economic status, or social status, or your health situation, for the reasons, whatever the reasons, if you think that this is never the case, that you are no person of worth, never, but this is strongly disagree, and the value is a 0. Okay? But let's go to the affirmation number 2. The affirmation number 2 say, I feel that I have a number of good qualities. I feel that I have a number of good qualities. If you think that this is always the case, that independently where you are, you always behave in the perfect way, that you always have good qualities, that you don't make any mistake, that is always like that, independently of how you feel, how you are, or where you are, or who you are with, or what are you doing, that's a strongly agree answer, and its value is a 3. Okay? If you see that yes, you have a number of good qualities, but sometimes for some circumstances you have a bad behavior, like maybe you don't smile if somebody smiles you, or you have to cancel an appointment with somebody or a meeting because you are not feeling in the right way to go, that's an agree. I mean, like, you cannot be perfect all the time. That's an agree. And its value is a 2. Me, I'm going to choose that one, because me sometimes I'm very impulsive, and that I'm not perfect. I know that I'm not perfect, so I'm going to put number 2. If you think that, that sometimes you have good qualities, but in general it's not like that, that you don't comply with your word of mouth, like you say one thing and you do another, or you keep on with your commitments, or you are not responsible, that sometimes yes, but in general no, that's a disagree. You disagree that you have a number of good qualities. So its value is a 1. And if you strongly disagree that you never have good qualities at all, that you don't have good qualities at all, that you, for some reasons, you cannot arrive at work on time, you cannot help somebody when they ask you for help, or whatever, that's a strongly disagree. And its value is a 0. Okay? So let's go with affirmation number 3. All in all, I am inclined to feel that I am a failure. All in all, I am inclined to feel that I am a failure. If you agree with that, if you always feel that you are a failure, that you can never get what you want, or reach your goals. That nothing works well for you. Sorry. If you feel that it's always like that, if you strongly agree with this affirmation, its value is a 0. If you feel that sometimes it's like that, many times, if you agree, that value is 1. Pardon? My voice changed. That value is 1. Me, I'm going to put that because I'm not living in my country of origin, in my hometown. So even if I have been living for so many years in this country, I feel that I'm not like that fish in the water because many things are new for me. For example, now my daughter go to school and sometimes there are things I don't understand and I don't know how to behave. I prefer not participate or I don't know. So I went to school, but in my hometown I don't know how things will be there now, but bueno, some experiences are new for me. I don't understand at all. I understand the culture, but not completely as I born here, as somebody who has born here. So for me, many times I feel like failure, like I cannot be 100% because I still feeling like a foreigner. Yeah. Even if I have been so many years here and I have been educating myself as much as I could. And I have been living in different countries with people with different cultures and different backgrounds, economic and social status. But I feel like that many times. So I'm going to put 1 for me. If you feel that this is not the case, that this is only sometimes you disagree, in general you feel like you manage every situation of your life quite successfully, pues deja disagree and its value is a 2. If you strongly disagree, you feel that always in anywhere you are with any people, independently of what are you doing, how you feel, you always are in the top of the top, that you have so many competences, so many abilities, like you are in the right place and in the right time all the time, that's a strongly disagree. Then you strongly disagree with this affirmation, so that value is a 3. Me is a 1. To be honest, I think I'm going to choose 2 because it's true that I feel that way many times, but in general, I have been successful with my studies, with my job, with my all personal enterprises, so I think I'm going to choose 2 instead of 1. Because I feel sometimes, but it's not all the time. I feel more successful than failure with my studies, my academic career, my friendships, my family. Yeah, so I'm going to put a 2 instead of a 1. Disagree instead of agree. So I'm going to put number 3, 2. That's another affirmation because I also did the video in Spanish. So that is another affirmation that I feel many times out place. Yeah. So let's carry on. Sorry about that. Affirmation number 4. I am able to do things as well as most other people. I am able to do things as well as most other people. If you strongly agree with this, if you feel that anything you do, you're doing as well as other people, independently if you like or not to do that thing, if you feel that this affirmation is the right one, that you feel like that in any time, any moment, anywhere, independently how you feel, with who you are, independently of what you have to do, you feel that you can do as well as most other people, that's strongly agree, and its value is 3. If you feel that in general it can be like that, but some things definitely you cannot, because, for example, me, I identify it with this answer because some things I don't like it at all, so I don't think that even if I try, I will be able to do it. I don't know. I don't think so. Like, for example, acrobatics in a circus, or I don't know. I don't think I can be as well as most other people in everything. So for me, it's an agree. And it's number 2. It's true that if I take time and I put effort and time and training, I can do a lot of things as well as most other people, but not everything. So I'm going to put a 2. If you disagree with this, if you feel that you can learn some things, but in general you are not interested in learning new things, you think that it takes you too much, that you think that you don't have the abilities or the strategies to acquire new knowledge or abilities or skills, that's a disagree, and its value is 1. And if you strongly disagree, that you think that you are so incapable, that you are not good at all to learn new things, that incapable, no, I don't know exactly the word, but that you feel that it's too much for you to learn new things, that you feel that no, that's not for you, that you prefer always the easiest way, and your life is just based in the low level of effort, pues that's I strongly disagree. You don't think that you don't think at all that you are able to do things as well as most other people. So that's a 0. The evaluation of that answer is 0. Okay. Me, I answer agree, so it's 2. So I'm going to put affirmation 4, 2. Let's go now with affirmation number 5. I feel I do not have much to be proud of. I feel I do not have much to be proud of. I mean, if you feel that you don't have anything at all, but don't even in your own self, like sometimes people say, I feel proud of my car, I feel proud of my house, I feel proud of my job, I feel proud of my business. But even independently of the material things, if you think that you don't even have anything about yourself to be proud of, if you strongly agree with this affirmation that you don't have much to be proud of, that answer is a 0. If you feel that you do not have much to be proud of, but you have something, at least a few things, that's an agree. If you agree with this answer that you have, but not much to be proud of, but you have something, that answer agree is 1, value 1. If you disagree with this answer, I mean, if you think that you have something to be proud of, is a disagree because you think you have, and the affirmation says, I feel I don't have much to be proud of. So if you think that you have much to be proud and to don't be proud, that's a disagree, and its value is a 2. And if you strongly disagree with this, that you think that always, independently of where you are, who you are with, how you feel, what are you doing, independently of everything, you always feel that you have much to be proud of, that's a strongly disagree. And its valuation is a 3. Me, I'm going to choose this one because I know some things about myself I'm proud to. I know that it cannot be taken away, independently of how I feel, or where I am, or who you are, or what I'm doing, or because I know I'm like that. For example, if I have to help somebody, if I can help somebody, I'm not going to look somewhere else, If somebody fell in front of me, I'm going to help that person. So that attribute of myself cannot be taken away. Never, because I'm like that. That's why I strongly disagree. So I'm going to choose that, and its value is 3. So I'm going to put affirmation 5, and value 3. Me, I'm doing the scale, the Rosenberg self-steem scale with you. So my results are public and are going to be published in the channel here with the video. With this video, no? But your answers are personal and confidential, so you have to be really honest with you, okay? To have a more accurate result of the scale, okay? Let's carry on. Affirmation number 6. I take a positive attitude towards myself. I take a positive attitude towards myself. If you think this is always like that you always, independently of who you are, where are you, what are you doing, how you feel, what happened to you, if you always have a positive attitude towards yourself, I strongly agree, that value is a 3. If you think that most of the time, if you think that most of the time is like that, independently of what you do, how you feel, what happened, where are you, who are you, that value, the agree, is value 2, this answer. If you disagree, that you think that you have a positive attitude towards yourself, but many times you auto-evaluate yourself, or you auto-value that you evaluate yourself, you criticize yourself, you challenge yourself, you expect more of yourself, that's a disagree. If you disagree with this affirmation in general, that's a number 1. If you disagree that you take a positive attitude toward myself, that's a number 1. I'm going to choose that one because many times I expect a lot from myself. It might be very bad, but I always try to challenge myself and be as better as I can. For that, I need to talk to myself and try to see everything as neutral as possible. So I'm going to choose that, disagree. So that's 1. And if you strongly disagree, if you feel that you never have a positive attitude towards yourself, never ever at all, that value is a 0. Okay, so me, I'm going to choose the disagree, that is 1. And I'm going to put affirmation 6, 1. Okay. Okay, let's carry on. Let's continue. So the affirmation number 7 says, on the whole, I am satisfied with myself. on the whole, I am satisfied with myself. Okay, if you think that everything that you dream of, everything that you dreamed of, everything that you expect from your life it became true. All your dreams came true. Your life is exactly as you dream it. You have everything you wanted in every aspect of your life. Your self-image, your partner, your house, your car, your career, everything. If you strongly agree that you are completely satisfied with yourself, if you strongly agree, that's a 3 value. If you agree, for example, you are mostly satisfied with your life, but there are some things that you think that it could be better, if you agree with that, that's a 2. Me, I'm going to choose that answer because it's true that I'm very satisfied with my life. I have almost everything that I wanted. I have a family, a house, my children, my career. But it's true that when I was younger, when I was 20s, in my 20s, I could have done more than I did, or I could have done things in another way. So maybe, if I took advantage of that time, maybe I could have now a few things that, however, me, I'm going to choose agree because I'm very satisfied, but I know that things could be better too. So that value is 2, the value of that answer. If you disagree, if you think that yes, you got some things, but most of all, your life, nothing have to do with you got a few things that you like it, but your life is still incomplete, that you were expecting more, much more of what you have. That yes, you got some things that you were dreaming of, but there are some things that you don't get it. So if you disagree, if you are not on the whole satisfied with your life, with yourself, that's a disagree. So that's 1. And if you strongly disagree, you are not satisfied at all with anything, with yourself and what is related to you. If you strongly disagree, 0. The value is 0. So me, I choose agree. So I'm going to put affirmation 7. And beside I put 2. Okay. Let's do now the affirmation 8. The affirmation 8 says, I wish I could have more respect for myself. I wish I could have more respect for myself. If you feel that, if you strongly agree with this, it's a 0. If you feel that anybody can do anything with you, that you don't have the courage, the strength to tell to somebody, look, that's it, it's finished. I cannot handle this anymore, or I don't want to continue with this anymore. But if you feel that you cannot do that you strongly agree that definitely you need more respect for yourself, that's a 0. If you feel that yes, you got that, if you agree that definitely you need more respect for yourself, that yes, sometimes you do what you want, or you can take the bull by the horns, no? Or If you feel yes sometimes, but in general no, that definitely yes, you agree that you need more respect for yourself, that's a one, the evaluation. If you disagree, that yes, it's true that sometimes people answer in a bad way, with bad manners to you, or sometimes yes, people talk bad about you, or sometimes people answer in a unrespectful way to you, but in general, people respect you. If you disagree, that's a two. That value is two. Me, I'm going to choose that one because it's true that sometimes, yes, it can be a bad answer, a bad looking, but in general, I think I have enough respect for myself to have a normal life, you know. It can be bad comments about me, but that's small things. I know that most of the people doesn't have that opinion about me. That yeah, maybe somebody. Yeah, there are some people, but it's not the majority. So I disagree. So that's the value is two, the value of that answer. And if you strongly disagree, if you think that nobody talk bad about you, nobody look back to you, nobody answer bad to you, that everybody treats you like a king in some way, if you strongly disagree with this affirmation, that definitely no chance you will need more respect for myself at all, because everybody treat me with the right respect. That's three. Okay. So me, I want to put affirmation 8 and 2, the value 2. In the affirmation number 9, it says, I feel useless at times. I feel useless at times. If you strongly agree with this, pues 0. The value is 0. You really feel that many times, most or all the time you feel like useless, 0. If you feel that all the time you are useless. If you agree that you feel many times you feel useless, is 1. Me, I'm going to choose that. This is the answer I was misunderstanding before. This is the affirmation. Because for what I comment before, no, like, because I live in a country that is not my hometown, and even if I have been here so many years, sometimes I don't know how to behave. For example, one day I was outside a place where I was living, and it was a group of teenagers shouting, misbehaving. When I passed close to them, they kicked the bin, the city council bin, and it fell. So me just I smile and I keep going but a neighbor came out and said, look, you have to leave, you are not belong to this area, so you have to leave or I phone the police. But me, I didn't know what to do. So many times I feel useless because I don't know how to react, because I still don't know exactly, no? So I agree. That answer is, the value is 1. If you completely disagree, if you disagree, like, yes, sometimes you feel useless, but just little times, that most of the times you feel useful, like, you most of the time know what to do, how to behave, you have the confidence, the skills, the attributes to know what to do in most of the moments and situations or circumstances that you live. If you disagree, so that answer is 2. The value is 2. And if you strongly disagree, that you feel that never at all you feel useless, that all of the times in any circumstances, in any event, in any moment, independently of who you are, where you are, how you feel, what are you doing, you always feel with efficient, that you always feel so useful. If you strongly disagree, that's 3. So I choose agree. So I'm going to put affirmation 9, and beside I put 1. And this is the last affirmation, the affirmation number 10. And it says like that: at times, I think I'm no good at all. At times, I think I'm no good at all. What that means? Well, that means that if you strongly agree with this, like you feel that, yes, you never have good intentions, that you are evil, or that you put people in problems, you say, you create conflicts between people, or you do something for somebody, you are doing something so it has a bad impact on somebody. If you strongly agree with this affirmation, the value is 0. If you agree, that means that most of the time you are no good at all. If you agree that I am no good at all most of the time, that answer is 1. That yes, sometimes you good things, but most of the time no. That's a number 1. If you disagree, if you most of the time do good things, but sometimes you do bad things, you do things with intentions to harm somebody, emotionally or physically or socially or professionally. If you disagree with the affirmation, but you are still doing things with intention to harm somebody or harm, that I disagree. And that answer has a value too. And if you strongly disagree, if you feel that never at all you have the intention to harm somebody, that maybe you do some things but not with intention to harm somebody, but you harm because the behavior, but not with intention to harm, you strongly disagree, that value is 3. Me, I'm going to choose that one because, to be honest, I don't wish any bad to anyone. And if I harm somebody, it's because I was with intention to put limits to myself or to protect myself. I didn't do it with intention to harm anyone. But if I have to do something to protect myself, maybe I was causing harm to somebody, or to put limits or barriers to somebody. No? So I harmed, but I didn't do it with intention to harm or to hurt somebody. Okay, so I'm going to put affirmation 10, 3. So the scale is finished now. The self-esteem scale is finished. The Rosenberg self-esteem scale. So I have to say that the values of the scale are from 0 to 30. So if the values that you get are under 15, that means you have a low self-esteem. If the values you get are from 15 to 25, that means that you have a healthy self-esteem. A high self-esteem and healthy. But if your values are over 25, that means that you have overly high self-esteem. Too high self-esteem. So to calculate the values, we are going to take every affirmation and sum up. So for example, me in the sorry, I put the page 1 here. Yeah. Me in the affirmation number 1, I choose the answer agree, so is that 2? Yeah, so I have 2. In the affirmation number 2, I also choose agree, so that value is 2. So 2 and 2 are 4, sorry. In the affirmation number 3, I choose disagree. That is 2. So 2 and 4 are 6. In the affirmation number 4, I choose agree. That is also 2. So 6 and 2, 8. In the affirmation number 5, I choose strongly disagree, sorry. That the value is 3. So 8 and 3 is 11. I'm going to put it here. 11 for now. In the affirmation number 6, I choose disagree. And the value of that answer is 1. So 11 and 1, 12. In the affirmation number 7, I choose agree. That value is 2. So 12 and 2, 14. In the affirmation number 8, I choose disagree. And the value of this answer is 2. So I have 14 and 2, 16. In the affirmation number 9, I choose agree. And the value is 1. So 16 and 1, 17. In the affirmation number 10, I choose strongly disagree. That the value is 3. So 17 and 3 is 20. So I have a healthy self-esteem. As I said before at the beginning of the video, I think I say, but if I didn't say, I have to say now, the table is always recommendable to be done with a professional, because the answer has to be seen in the context, in the circumstances the person is living at the time to do the scale, to understand why the person is feeling like that. Okay? So now I'm going to explain to you what is an overlay high self-esteem, an extra high self-esteem, over high self-esteem. I'm going to explain also what is a lower self-esteem, low self-esteem, and also I'm going to explain what is a healthy self-esteem, okay? An over high self-esteem produces problematic behaviors and attitudes. However, this is not the most dangerous. It's more dangerous to be low self-esteem, because at least the over high self-esteem do the things, okay, cause problems and undesirable behavior and attitudes, but the person with a low self-esteem, the person doesn't even try, no? Or feels blocked. So this self-esteem is problematic, but the most dangerous one is the low self-esteem. Sorry, I'm going to continue. So the people with an overly self-esteem don't take responsibility for their own mistakes, and they also have narcissistic tendencies. As too much self-confidence involves a grandiose view of the self without much substance behind it. As people who think they are the best, smartest, and most qualified are, after all, sometimes the worst, most uninformed and less qualified, and they are often the only ones unaware of their shortcomings. This can cause the Dunning-Kruger effect. Which this Dunning-Kruger effect, people behave proclaiming they are correct and that everyone else's opinion is stupid, uninformed, and just plain wrong. So despite it is evident that this person has no idea about what they are talking, they overestimate their knowledge and ability and cannot accurately assess their performance. And this effect can have a profound impact on what people believe, the decisions they make, and the actions they take. This effect was determined by two psychologists, that was David Dunning and Justin Kruger. The two social psychologists determined that people with this effect tend to overestimate their skill levels, fail to recognize the genuine skills and expertise of other people, and fail to recognize their own mistakes and lack of skills. To avoid this effect, it's recommendable keep learning and practicing. Ask other people how you are doing, question what you know. In general, the problem with too much confidence can cause missed opportunities, as some projects or activities might seem too easy or beneath your abilities. Pues sí. It can happen the Dunning-Kruger effect. Also, the people with too much self-esteem take too much as saying yes to projects but they lack the skills to complete. This also have social consequences, keeping people away from them for being arrogant. For example, not being happy for the success of others, which can also have an impact at the workplace, in relationships, with families, and most people, friends, because excessive self-confidence involves ignoring the needs of others in favor of one's own interest. Okay. However, the Dunning and Kruger effect has been also associated with the low self-esteem, because sometimes people to feel more of what they really think they are, they have to show off about something. So let's talk about the low self-esteem now. Low self-esteem implies feeling hopeless or worthless, attacking whoever might criticize you. It's a long-term negativity about who you are and how you show up in the world. People with low self-esteem often feel incompetent, unloved, or inadequate. People with low self-esteem are extra sensitive to criticism from others. People with low self-esteem decline invitations to go to a party or meet up with friends, struggling helping or empathizing with someone else's problems because you are too preoccupied with your own. People with low self-esteem has also physical symptoms as depression, anxiety, anorexia, and unhealthy habits as smoking tobacco, alcohol abuse, and drug use or substances misuse. This is low self-esteem. This is just a general view, no? Definitely is more information. But definitely is a big problem, the low self-esteem. So it's something that, everybody can work on the self-esteem by themselves, but the results will be quicker and definitely more efficient, more assurance with a professional. So never show any doubt to look for help, if you feel that You cannot be lower than you are if you feel that you have lost almost everything, even your pride, your own pride. So try to solve the problem as soon as you can. Yeah, so let's continue with the healthy self-esteem. People with a healthy self-esteem recognize and accept their abilities and their flaws, their weaknesses, their strengths and their weakness. They hold realistic expectations for themselves and others. When we have healthy self-esteem, we tend to feel positive about ourselves and about life in general, and it makes us better to deal with the ups and downs of life. People with healthy self-esteem feels important. Definitely, that is fundamental. Feel important because we all have something to do here. Nobody is extra, and we all have a role to do. And life keep going. It's not going to stop for anyone. So we have to carry on with life. So people with healthy self-esteem feels important, but no more or less than other people. They are able to have a conversation with any kind of person. They acknowledge and celebrate other people's achievements. They take responsibility for their own actions and feelings and are able to express them. They don't blame other people because of their circumstances. They are open to change and believe they are worthy of the best things life has to offer, as good health, love, affection, financial abundance, and professional success. Definitely, you always have to expect more, to work on your self-esteem too, to keep you going, because life doesn't have limits. We put limits to our life, so you have to desire the best for you and your ones, your loved ones, your descendants, your families and friends. You have to decide the best, have high standards, starting for yourself, how you feel, what you want to do with your life, what you deserve. So, however, as it was mentioned at the beginning of the video, yes, despite these results that we go with the scale, that they are useful because they are indicative and they can show us how we feel and how we love ourselves. They are indicative and we can learn a lot from this. Definitely the scale has to be done with a professional, as I said before, because we need to see the values in context, why this happened, no? Because self-esteem can change for circumstances. For example, if now I have to get a medical treatment and I get overweight or I lost my hair, definitely my self-esteem is going to change. Or if I break up with somebody, or if I lost somebody in my life, or if I have problems, I don't know, health problems or economic problems or emotional problems or professional problems, definitely they are going to have an impact. And also depend also on the social context. For example, if I'm moving to another country, and for example, here in the modern societies, in the Western modern developed societies, the beauty pattern for women is like a strength thinner. So imagine one of these women in Mauritania, I think it is, where the beauty pattern of women is overweight. Definitely the self-esteem can be affected because that person might not feel attractive there. The same if you put an overweight woman here. No? For example, or also, say, an accident, many things. So the self-esteem can change. And when it's not healthy, it can go to any direction, even to the low self-esteem. So be careful with that too. So to finish, I would like to say that, that I wish this video have helped you, that if you feel that this video can help somebody, you know somebody, for some circumstances they are not taking care of themselves, their personal image is degraded, you feel they don't love themselves anymore, or they have lost everything. Maybe they lost their career, their family, their properties. They cannot be more low than they are, for some circumstances. Because some people doesn't even know what is self-esteem. So in this video, at least people can understand, know what is self-esteem, the importance of loving yourself. Because life keeps going. As I said before, life keeps going. It's not going to stop for anyone. Okay. So just to remind you that I have a video about how to work your self-esteem. So I'm going to put the video in the comments. I'm going also to show you my book. My book is Personal, Economic and Social Growth in the Neo-Industrialization. I'm going to leave the link in the comments too. And please, if you feel that this video can help someone, pues share it. Okay? At least in an indicative way, it can help someone. So thank you for being here. I'm Dr. Tabares-Ikjot Kaur. I'm Doctor in Education in the specialty of International Cooperation and Development, Personal Development, Community Development, Social Development, International Development. So thank you again for being here, and I wish you the best. Okay, thanks. Bye. Thank you.